Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode number 5 as we take a look at the Central and Vermont RS11 repaint. This repaint was my third choice in the lineup and tied with Conrail for many reasons. So sit back, relax, and join me in the for some reason, this morning as I do the narration for this episode, my tongue seems to be so tied up and can't seem to concentrate on the skin. So a couple of fun-filled facts, if I can get my wording out in one piece. The Central Vermont Railroad actually began its origins in 1843 and continued under the same name until 1995. After which, after a couple different receiverships and so forth over the years, the Genesee and Wyoming took over the railroad. And as you know, if you know the Genesee and Wyoming, they sport a bright orange paint scheme, which I actually kind of enjoy, which is kind of surprising, especially for me. Now, being that said, there are a bunch of different paint schemes that the Central Vermont went through, and a couple of them that actually looked and mimicked their parent companies at some point, one being the red, black, and white of the Canadian National with CB on the side. Now, we'll get into that a little bit later because the GP9s, which there seems to be a ton load of freaking skins for, sports that livery or paint scheme. And yes, I mean paint scheme, because of the fact is, there is just literally a ton of skins for that engine, and I must say I was quite surprised, although it is a popular engine with a lot of people. Now, the Central Vermont did run from Burlington on Lake Champlain all the way down to Boston and so forth, into Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and pretty much the Central Vermont area, of course, basically connecting to the border of Canada and connecting routes into the main lines going into the northeast corridor. So, as you would expect, the Central Vermont basically acted as a transfer railroad, but also picking up goods along the way, local production of paper, pulp products, wood products, so forth, from the lumber mills that were up in that area at the time, during a period of time when a large amount of wood is coming from the northeast to supply the east coast. Now, the Central Vermont had its problems operating up in that area, from marshy conditions to roadbeds being washed out from floods, the severe winters, and so forth. So every year that they operated, they ran pretty harshly under budget or going into bankruptcy, so forth, and that's why they kind of switched hands a lot, even though that they were a railroad that was kind of needed for the time. So this repaint, the green and gold, was actually a really well done skin. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and in fact it was a tad bit better than the Conrail in some aspects, although to me it was still second to the Conrail, just from the trucks aspect. However, this skin I really recommend, because even as a short line, it really would fit in with anything that you put it in with. I can say that pretty much about any of the RS11s. So I do recommend this skin as well. The quality, just like in all the others, is right up there. Very hard to distinguish any errors in any of them. And what can I say? It's another well done skin. So my subconscious must be playing havoc on me, because when doing this narration, it really took me quite a bit to get the wording out, and it still wasn't quite right. And then I remembered what happened here. Since the RS center of gravity is so high, you go over a switch, you have a tendency to derail and flip, as I did right there. So I hope you can get past this and enjoy it and join me in... Figured, you know, it's just like me to stumble and crumble and all this wonderful stuff through the credits. Yeah, well, hopefully on the next one, since there's been no issues other than on this one, everything will be just fine. Well, that's the first 5 episodes. I hope you come back for 6. And this started out to be such a nice episode with lovely music, so calming and relaxing.